Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of war game review institutions. This is a little magazine that was put out by SPI. I don't know if this was a freebie they gave out at conventions or what the story is, but it says it's 3 games designed to introduce you to adventure gaming. There's a science fiction one called The Creatures That Ate New York, military history one called Napoleon at Waterloo, and a fantasy role-playing one, The Tower of Azann, a magical quest. So let's take a look in here. What I like about this is people constantly hear me complain there's not enough war games or adventure games that are suitable for absolute beginners. Well, this is designed for absolute beginners, so that's nice. So it starts out by showing an advertisement for some of their games, of course. So once you learn a little bit about adventure gaming, you can get into some of their games. Here's The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. That's just fantastic. So this one's A Creature That Ate New York. In this one, you and your buddies each play a different monster, and here's how you win. At the very start of the game, you and the other players each pick one of the 7 monster mission chits. Pick your chit at random and don't let anyone else know what it is, and there's a code letter that corresponds to it, blah blah blah, and says what you need to do to win. So here's the monster mission chart. Some are to find the blonde and carry her off the map. Others are kill one other monster, inflict at least one point of loss to every other monster, and then exit the map, or be first to eat 257 Park Avenue South, which is the old SPI headquarters, destroy the Empire State Building, or eat Macy's. So you don't know what your buddy's mission is. And here's the map. It's just inside the book itself. This game is based on The Creature That Ate Sheboygan, a little bit at least. Here's the combat results table. One thing that's really similar to Creature That Ate Sheboygan is your creature in here gets a strength and a movement factor, and as you take damage, your strength and movement factor decrease, and once you get to both are 0, your creature is destroyed. And so you start the game and there's false blondes on the board. And when you come and examine the chit, you look at this chart here to see what happens. All sorts of weird things. And it's just got the basic rules, movement and attacking. So it looks like a really interesting beginner game. Here's Napoleon at Waterloo. I haven't read the instructions for this one yet, so this is the first time I'm going through it. So it's a simulation of the battle between the French under Napoleon and the Anglo-Allied and Prussian forces in June 1815, as you probably figured. So now it goes over the equipment such as the game map and the terrain effects chart, combat results table, and the playing pieces, which are the chits. And your counters have combat strength and movement allowance, and also has the setup hex written on there, which is very nice. And it goes over the basic sequence of play, which is French player movement, French player combat, and then the Allied player turn, which is their movement and combat. So it's really simple. And it's going over movement of units and combat preconditions, eligibility requirements for attacking units. And on this page, it's got something nice here. It's got examples of attacks, because remember, this is for the absolute beginner who's never played a war game or an adventure game before. So, and here's the map. It's printed right in the center of the book. It's got a combat results table here. Over here it has a terrain key and the game turn record track, and another combat results table for the other player to look at. And here's some more rules for it. It's going over combat resolution now, and reinforcements, and how to win the game. Allied player wins by destroying 40 French combat strength points before losing 40 of his own. Allied player is demoralized immediately upon losing 40 combat strength points, and the French player wins by demoralizing the Allies and exiting 7 French units from the map between hexes 0101 and 0901. And it's a draw if neither side fulfills its victory conditions. All right, those are the 2 games in it that use counters. Let's take a look at those. Up here is the ones for the Napoleonic game, and down here are the counters for the creatures that ate New York. So it's got rubble counters here, and here's the counters that you pick out of a cup to see what your mission is, and here's the monsters themselves, and here's the blonde chits. So those just have a picture of a blonde there, and then you flip the chit over to see what it is and match it up to the table and see what happens. So now they have an interesting game here. I haven't read the rules yet, but I just did a glance through it, and it's a paragraph game. I don't get to play paragraph games very often, but the few times I do, I usually love them. So this is a fantasy game here. How to win. Your mission is to rescue the young heir and escape the tower with him. Incidentally, a fabled gem, the Jewel of Danak, is said to be in the Azann's possession, and you may have the opportunity to acquire that as well. If you escape with the child and the jewel, you win fame and fortune. If you escape with the child only, you win the gratitude of the Duke, but little in the way of wealth. If you escape the tower with the jewel only, you are a wealthy adventurer, but the vengeful Duke will haunt you always. If you escape the tower with nothing, no one will want to talk to you. If you die, at least your memory will be respected. So your typical fantasy scenario. Alright, and now it's, excuse me 1 second, I got a dog just jumped up here. Alright, so here it's talking about how to use the paragraphs and how to go up and down stairs or enter rooms. And then it's talking about combat, spells, and discovering items. And then nerve checks, ducking out, and escape. So let's take a look at some of these paragraphs back here. So here's the paragraphs. Kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure book. Yeah, you read the paragraph, you do what it says. Sometimes you have to fight something, and then it says if you win, move to a certain paragraph. If you lose, go to another one, or you just lose. That type of stuff. So it's a choose-your-own-adventure game using paragraphs. That's kind of like a tabletop game. Would have been nice if they would have had a map or something for it too, but that's okay. But you get the general idea. These are games made for the absolute beginner, so it's something nice to have since there's so few games that are suitable for the absolute beginner. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.